As I started narrating my trip to Mchinji, so the concerns that I had, I think on the tools, I think that's fine. And in terms of the progress so far, is that I did translate the tools, and then also checked with the local type of the local language there, because we have what we call Chichewa as the national language that is next to English. But it depends on where you are in terms of the term used and then the understanding. So I wanted to have it checked with the person that the organization has assigned to really support me doing this. And I think you may know Florida. Lambanda is the one that is going to support me as I do my evaluation. So as I said, when I asked for the reports of what is happening, because I really wanted to have a grasp of the project and then the understanding of the same. So I got a bunch of reports talking about the skills development, women groups and all that, but nowhere it was mentioned about the rights, awareness, and let alone supporting girls in the project that we want to evaluate. So I think it got lost in their memory. And I think the immediate feedback I got from Florida was that I think now people may have forgotten this project, but people were still reporting on what they were taught then when the project was in swing. So I said, that's fine, as long as we had done this project and as long as we have people we trained, we need those people to learn from them what really transpired and how helpful was the training to them in terms of defending their rights and also helping others to do the same. I also inquired if they had, Karen, we talked about the disability. Yes, so an inquiry into the same, I think, much as they agree that they had written in their proposal to have a focus on the people that are disabled, there was only one. And there is only one, but this one is not a girl, is not a woman, and maybe not in the project that we're evaluating. So we don't have that one. And also, when I looked at the data in terms of people that they had trained in the project, yeah, it's hard to pick girls, but women are there. Yeah, I think I'll come up with an analysis of like age range and the averages so that we can appreciate, so that when we're talking of the data that we're coming up with, we know they're coming from these types of women. So, of course, I went ahead to propose some dates as to when we can be thinking of the pilot. But I was like not very committed on those because we had not come to an understanding on, for example, how long it can take us to have the resources to start our work here. So I was like, okay, let's hold on this until we have final discussions on the same. So that's what I've done so far from the time we had our meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, then what is the support that you want from us? What is the input that you want from us?
Well, currently, I would say what we have as tools is fine. But what I would need now is like, they give me the resources I need to go and test them in the pilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we will discuss that and see the way forward. Yeah, I understand. You're talking about the advance that is for doing the actual work.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then, sorry, Karen. Yes, Albert, then did you also want us to take you through the LimeSurvey questionnaire for the this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll share my screen then. Just a second. So Albert, if you have that email that I sent to you initially, that contains the link to the LimeSurvey questionnaire. Do you have that email with you? And if it's gotten lost in the emails, then don't worry. I can send you and Dr. Afshan the link again.
I have it, don't worry.
Okay, perfect. So once you click on that link, this is the page that it will take you to. This is the first page, opening page of the survey. And then you click on next. So this, as you can see, is where you have to input the name of the habitation. And it's a mandatory question, and any question that has the asterisk mark next to it will be a mandatory one, and you won't be able to move forward without actually putting in information for that question. And so just for our reference right now, let's just put something in. Then we go to part B of the questionnaire, which has where you have to describe the right and the nature of violation that was dealt with. And then the current status and the kind of challenges that were faced. So these are all mostly answers where you can just, we've provided you enough space because there will be, it's participants speaking. So you have enough space to just sort of input as much information as you would like to. And that's about it. It's that short. And then once you have completed that and you have submitted all the information, then you have to click on the submit button so that it gets recorded. And it's basically the same process for each every time that you fill in the information in the survey for each participant. And please, yes, if you have any questions regarding this.
So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we have such reports with the Seradi. That these were the reports that groups were writing to Seradi to report on these aspects. I get that and enter them, or I do that and also from the community meetings that we are going to have.
Which question are you referring to?
This survey, we have reports within Seradi, a number of them, like files and files that are reporting on these, or from the, we'll have stories from the women that we meet.
Yes.
And then do I need to document each of the stories from each one of them? Or that is going to be part of the focus group discussion and we can leave it as is?
You're not meeting individual women on an individual basis.
No.
You're meeting them within the community. Maybe you have let's say you have 5 communities or 5 villages, what we are calling habitations. Now, if you have one village number 1, maybe you have a focus group discussion with 10 women who are trained by Seradi. Now, those women share with you their stories. And from those stories, you get one story of the most significant change. So the women have shared their stories within the focus group discussion, and then you come and discuss it as a more significant change. You do that in village 2 and you do that in village 3. So you will end up with the 5 stories of the most significant change. But you will have no time, you will at no time have met with an individual woman to discuss their story. It is all in the focus group discussion.
Yes.
Then for this particular tool that is on the screen now, we are talking about the community groups that Seradi established. So you go to that community group and ask them which types of violation have they dealt with that have been successful, either or that have been dealt with in the past, that are still ongoing, no matter when they started, and that are pending in terms of they have been reported and nothing has been done about them. Yes, so you are only talking, you're not relying on the records that Seradi has, except to get the respondents.
Good.
Yes.
All right. I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll stop the share screening.
Because I think the immediate thing I had was, oh, okay, so I have this file, then I'll just enter. Is this what we want to do?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. We're relieved.
All right.
Did you have like a number that a number of participants for the survey, or I can just compute the sample, or I get every group?
Seradi has to give you the numbers that they have, and from that then you get the 30% of the habitations and then the 30% of the actual women.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
You're welcome. And Dr. Afshan.
Okay, I just have actually one question right now. And my question was that in the tool of community focus group discussion, in the consent form and in the tool, there was a phrase used, how you have applied your training. So I just wanted to ask that which training are we talking about? Was there some community training conducted during Girls Inspire? And are we supposed to have focus group discussion only with those people who have had some training already?
Karen, sorry, your mic is off.
Sorry. Dr. Afshan, during the trainings that were conducted, then there was awareness that was done within the communities, and the communities were supposed to have formed groups which are trying to ensure that there is that retention, that the girls are going back to school. And so you would be able to then go back to the partner and ask them, where are these communities? So when we are referring to the training, it is because of the assumption that they have been trained.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So fine. We have contacted 2 of the coordinators from the Bedari group who were doing this project. So one of the coordinators was not on her station right now. So she said, I'm out of the station and she will contact us later. Then we contacted one of the male coordinators, and he has given us kind of consent that we can do pilot in his region.
Okay.
So I think in the next week, we shall be going to his village, and there is a girls' school and a boys' school as well. So I just wanted to make sure that, am I understanding it correctly, that the community group that we are conducting focus group discussion with is ideally speaking the same people who were there in those groups that you just now mentioned, right?
True.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And is there a minimum number requirement in a focus group discussion, like at least 6 or at least 5 or something? Is there any such requirement from your side that in a focus group discussion we should not have less than 5 or less than 6 or something?
Yeah, I think that it is not so much a Commonwealth of Learning requirement, but just basically research practice, where a focus group discussion should just go 6 to about 12 people on the maximum. Yes, because if there are too few, again, you don't get enough views. But then if there is a specific circumstance which means that there are fewer than 6, then that is explained within the when you send in your report.
Okay, fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. And just one last question.
No, go ahead.
That just came up. As we are saying that, yes, I do know that we usually say at least 6% for a focus group discussion. If, for instance, I go into a school and the students from this particular initiative or intervention are no more than 5 or no more than 4, and rest of them have left the school, then I will just report it and conduct the focus group discussion anyway, right?
Remember that the students in the school are not necessarily from the initiative. They are not the ones that have been taken. It is just any students in pre-final and final grade. So I think for school, you have no problems with numbers. Yes.
Okay, so we don't necessarily need to have those students who are in the initiative.
No.
So it can be anyone. Okay.
It can be anyone. Yes.
Okay. But the school is the one.
Yes, that is in the region.
Okay, fine. Okay,
yes.
fine.
Yes.
Clear.
Much easier.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Making life simple.
Yes.
Yes, it does make my life simple.
Okay.
So next week I'll be able to address if there is any issue, any challenge during the pilot, because next week I'll be going. I'm actually coordinating an international conference on Monday and Tuesday. So I'm like working from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. nowadays.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yes, we are planning to go to this village on coming Thursday.
Great.
And then I'll be able to report. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. All right.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Okay. If Doc has finished, I think I had one more. I think it just come up. I think when I was reviewing the notes I got from Seradi. But before I go that side, I was planning probably to do my pilot, but on Monday through Wednesday. But I think I'll push it towards the weekend. Yeah, so that we can make give time for resource transfers. One thing I wanted to highlight when I had a chat with Florida during the project, what happened was the Seladi had selected what they call facilitators.
Okay.
And they trained them.
Okay.
So these facilitators were selected representatives of communities where groups of girls and women were. It's these facilitators that then ended up training the women and the girls. 3 levels there. Okay. So if we want to meet the girl, then we ask the facilitator to the community. If we target the facilitators, then we are training people who were trainers of those people that were supposed to benefit from the project. So do I need to jump this and meet the community, as long as I identify the facilitator that was trained, who then trained the women who were the targets in the project?
I would defer to Seradi and let Seradi tell you who is the person, because in research we want the person with the largest amount of information. And so I would defer to Seradi and ask them who exactly would they want you to talk to. because
Okay.
at the end of the day, when you're talking about who keeps the community report card, it is somebody within the community. So is that same person still the facilitator, or is it a different person? Let Saradi be the ones to tell you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, may I ask?
That's all.
Okay. Yes, Afshan.
At the end of the tool, there is this database in a tabular form. So right now, as you said, that the students that I'm having the focus group discussion with are not necessarily the students who were enrolled in this initiative. Tell me if I'm wrong, that this tabular form is for those who were enrolled in the initiative, or is it also just the enrollment across these years of that school?
Okay, let me put it this way. If, for example, we're talking about, let me talk about a village called Barnaby.
Okay.
Now, if we have trained people in Barnaby,
right,
there may be 6 or 7 secondary schools in Barnaby, right?
Okay. Okay.
But we are assuming that because of the training that has been given to the community, then they are more aware about sending their children into school. So it doesn't matter in which school in Barnaby they are sending their children to, but that because of that training, that awareness, we expect that children are being retained. So when you go into the school, you are asking for numbers of children across the board. You want to know not the number of children from the who are trained or the communities that were trained.
Okay.
But what was the enrollment?
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Yes.
Do we have any more questions?
No, I don't think right now. No, thanks.
Okay. Well, our emails are always open. We're always looking out for your questions. Veronica is quite quick on that, so I think I'm okay for now also. Veronica?
Yes, all good.
All
Unless
right.
Dr. Afshan, if you also wanted me to take you through the LimeSurvey tool again, or you're okay with that?
I think I'm okay with that. If I have any issue, I'll share with you.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. So thank you very much. Have a good evening, Dr. Ashwan. I know it's a little late for you.
That's all right.
But have a great evening, and we'll communicate to you.
Sure.
I've got your concern, Albert. I've got your concern very, very loud and clear. I'll handle it immediately.
Oh, good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Albert, and thank you, Dr. Afshan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.